But first, Prince William has finally snapped. Enough is enough. He has told friends he will strip Meghan Markle of the HRH title she keeps using, defying an agreement with the late Queen Elizabeth II to no longer use the title.
Breaking news tonight from London, where the royal family has issued what's being called a seismic announcement regarding the future of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. A statement from Buckingham Palace detailed a much more limited role for the couple, even stripping them of their royal title.
What it feels like to me is she's in a PR firm meeting and someone says, we need to humanize you. Go through your phone, find some fun moments of you and Harry, and we'll post them and everyone will like you again.
I think what's going to happen, because the threat of William taking the titles away, and he rightfully so, he should. If somebody attacked my wife like that while she was ill, that's something you can never forgive. Yeah. Somebody talks so much trash about you, burns every single bridge, and then begs for forgiveness because their popularity sucks and they're in the gutter.
Royals Prince William has appointed Jason North, a former royal aide who accused Meghan Markle of bullying. He's appointed this dude as the CEO of his green charity, the Earthshot Prize. This looks like an unequivocal message to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from Prince William.
But also because last week it was revealed that Meghan has been using this HRH in a private capacity. There was a with compliments slip given to a celebrity friend of hers, and that was expressly forbidden by the Queen. They were able to keep the HRH, they just weren't supposed to use it. So I think people have sort of reached breaking point when it comes to the Sussexes' woe is me narrative.
My brother and I love each other. I love him deeply. There has been a lot of pain between the two of us, especially the last 6 years.
Prince William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
And for some reason, she felt the need to share with the world her club dancing skills while apparently 9 months pregnant. This video, I saw it and I was watching it and I was like, oh, like the cringe, it made me like gag. It was so disgusting.
But independence comes with a cost. According to the palace, although Harry and Meghan will continue to be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the couple will no longer use their royal titles.
Drunk on her own ego.
The Daily Beast has reported that King Charles is turning a blind eye, but King William won't.
Was he gave that interview, he blamed everyone, it's conspiracy theories, it's my dad, it's the government, nothing is my fault. He was like a spoilt brat throwing his toys out of the pram because he didn't get what he wanted.
Filed the complaint back in 2018, alleging that Meghan was bullying people behind the scenes in the palace. He, at that time, was communications head for both William and Kate.
All right, well, the rift in the royal family is once again in the spotlight, with Prince Harry airing his grievances to the world after losing a security battle.
None of anything that I've written and anything I've included is ever intended to hurt my family.
Meghan Markle's pregnancy twerk, or how to kill what's left of royal dignity.
You can't manufacture that stuff, right? It feels fake. It feels weird. I don't understand why they would think something like that would work.
Prince William, he's reportedly furious after it emerged that Meghan Markle is still using her HRH title despite agreeing to drop the title when the Sussexes left royal duties. How is Will planning to deal with this?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I think Meghan Markle has been very brazen recently with the use of the HRH.
So they struck an agreement with the late Queen to walk away, and as part of that agreement they said they would keep their HRH, and they're technically styles, just that's the nomenclature. They would keep the, Her Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, but they would not use them.
Yeah. But I think once the titles get stripped, I think Harry's done.
I can't see a world in which I would be bringing my wife and children back to the UK at this point. I would love reconciliation with my family.
She circles her genitals around and around. Okay, this is deeply problematic on a number of levels.
There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. as I said, life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
They won't receive any public funds for royal duties, and for Army veteran Harry, he'll have to let go of his royal military patronages.
The gloves are finally off, and after years of biting his tongue and watching from the sidelines, Prince William has reached his absolute breaking point, and sources close to the future king reveal he's now actively working behind palace doors to strip Meghan Markle of her HRH title permanently. And what pushed him over the edge was a single video that's been called everything from liberating to downright vulgar. But this isn't just about one controversial clip, because this is about years of mounting frustration, broken agreements, and a future king who refuses to let his family's reputation be dragged through the mud any longer. And
Four of them are here.
Palace insiders are whispering that William has told his closest confidants that he's done playing nice, and he's done pretending that everything is fine when his brother and sister-in-law continue to embarrass the crown on a global stage. The video that broke the royal camel's back surfaced just days ago, and it immediately divided the internet. Because Meghan Markle, heavily pregnant with Princess Lilibet, filmed herself in a hospital maternity ward doing what can only be described as twerking to a song called the Baby Mama Dance, and the footage shows her shaking her hips, spinning around, and dropping low while wearing a sleek black dress. And to some, it was a refreshing moment of authenticity from a woman celebrating her pregnancy. But to others, particularly those still clinging to royal tradition, it was the final nail in the coffin of royal dignity.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mama, this shot song been pregnant for way too long. I tell the DJ turn it off.
If she a baby mama,
go ahead.
She gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop it down,
drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, low. Do the baby mama when I step out on the floor. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, oh. Hit the baby mama when I'm stepping through the door. Yeah, I'm pregnant, but I got an ill flow. Tryna make some money, buy some huggies from the store. S to the T-A, double R-K, to the E-I-S-H-A. And I don't play, doing my way. Prego, but I'm still doing moves like Beyonce. Yeah, I said I'm pregnant, get the child support and pay my rent. Pay my rent, your opinion is irrelevant, cause I'm a baby mama, I can do just what I wanna. Turn up.
If she a baby mama, she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop it down,
drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, down low. Do the baby mama.
And what makes this even more shocking is that Meghan reportedly shared this footage to try to induce labor, which raises questions about whether she's treating one of the most sacred moments of motherhood like a publicity stunt. And the timing couldn't be worse.
Apparently this helps induce labour, and that's why Meghan and Harry were doing it, but it was also part of a TikTok challenge. So they're taking part of this challenge that kind of went viral on TikTok that's called Baby Mama, and it's to this song, Baby Mama, where you dance around like that.
Because this comes just weeks after she and Harry made headlines for their latest media appearances, where they once again painted themselves as victims of an uncaring royal institution. The backlash was swift and merciless, and royal fans described the footage as crass and vulgar, questioning how someone who still holds an HRH title could behave in such a manner. And critics pointed out the glaring contradiction between Meghan's claims about wanting privacy and her decision to share such an intimate moment with millions of followers. And the video wasn't just seen as inappropriate, because it was viewed as a deliberate slap in the face to everything the monarchy represents.
This video was simply vile and disgusting and completely and utterly unnecessary. Harry and Meghan just seem to not understand the difference between personal and private and public.
And what's even more infuriating to royal traditionalists is that Meghan seemed to be enjoying the controversy, posting follow-up content that doubled down on her defiant attitude, and sources close to the Sussex camp reveal that she's been laughing off the criticism, telling friends that she finds the outrage hilarious, and that she's proud of showing her authentic self to her American audience, who apparently found the video relatable and empowering.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream, just to see if that helps lighten my load. It was like as if you're in my shoes, feeling what I was feeling without me even needing to tell you anything. And you're doing something that adds value to my life.
Yeah.
And when I see the joy.
So it's all set up, isn't it, P. Dinah?
Oh my goodness, yes, because that's what Meghan does. This woman is a billionaire. I mean, of course she's going to do that. She wants something from this woman. She wants something from people like her. Like, she doesn't do this out of the kindness of her heart for people that have been her longtime friends. I mean, we've seen how she's treated her longtime friend, Nanaki. So, you know, Meghan, it's just like we see right through your fake behavior.
But here's what makes this situation even more explosive, because when Meghan and Harry stepped back from royal duties in 2020, they struck a deal with the late Queen Elizabeth II, and they could keep their HRH titles, but agreed not to use them publicly or commercially, and it was supposed to be a compromise that allowed them to maintain their connection to the crown while pursuing their independent lives, and that agreement, according to multiple sources, has been systematically violated, and reports suggest that Meghan has been signing correspondence and gifts as HRH, the Duchess of Sussex, in private settings, while publicly claiming she's moved on from royal life, and this dual approach has infuriated William, who sees it as having your cake and eating it too, because she's profiting from her royal connection, while simultaneously trashing the very institution that gave her that status. And what's particularly galling to the future king is that every time the Sussexes appear in public, they're introduced with their royal titles, giving them credibility and prestige that they're then using to attack his family. The future king's patience finally snapped after this latest video went viral, and palace insiders claim William told close friends that enough is enough, and he's reportedly begun quiet discussions with royal advisors about formally stripping both Harry and Meghan of their HRH titles the moment he becomes king. And unlike his father, King Charles, who seems willing to turn a blind eye to the Sussex drama, William has no intention of allowing this circus to continue on his watch, and sources reveal that William has been studying the legal precedents for stripping royal titles, and he's been consulting with constitutional experts about the best way to proceed.
According to a report in OK Magazine, Prince William plans on stripping both Harry and Meghan of their HRH titles once he becomes king,
without causing a constitutional crisis. And what's particularly telling is that William has apparently been building support among other senior royals, including Princess Anne and Prince Edward, who are said to be equally frustrated with the ongoing Sussex saga and the damage it's doing to the monarchy's reputation. The rift between the brothers didn't start with a dance video, though, because it's been building for years, fueled by a series of explosive interviews, tell-all documentaries, and Harry's memoir that aired the royal family's most private moments, and from the Oprah interview where racism allegations were thrown around to the Netflix series that painted the royals as cold and unwelcoming, every Sussex revelation has been.
He's turned into a misery guts who thinks the whole world's against him, lashes out angrily all the time. My question to you, Tom, is do you think your sister, Meghan Markle, has ruined Prince Harry?
Another dagger in William's back, and he's watched his brother turn from beloved prince to bitter exile, and he blames Meghan for orchestrating the entire transformation. And what makes this particularly painful for William is that he and Harry used to be incredibly close, bonded by their shared trauma of losing their mother, Princess Diana, at such a young age. And sources say William feels like he's lost his brother to someone who has completely changed Harry's personality and worldview, and turned him against his own family. What makes William's position even more complex is the legal reality of stripping royal titles, because technically only the monarch can revoke HRH status, and it's an incredibly rare move that hasn't been done since the aftermath of Princess Diana's divorce, and the process would require King Charles to sign off on the decision, which creates a delicate family dynamic, because Charles has been more forgiving of Harry's behavior than William has been. And sources suggest that William has been trying to convince his father that drastic action is necessary to protect the monarchy's future. And what's particularly interesting is that William has reportedly been gathering evidence of every time the Sussexes have violated their 2020 agreement, building a case that would justify such an extreme punishment. And constitutional experts suggest that if the king did decide to strip their titles, it would require an act of parliament, which would make it a very public and very messy process. The public seems to be on William's side in this fight, and recent polls show that 97% of respondents believe King Charles should strip Harry of his royal title, with many extending that sentiment to Meghan as well. And the British public, once charmed by the American actress who brought diversity to the royal family, has largely turned against her, and they see her as someone who took advantage of royal hospitality only to bite the hand that fed her. And what's particularly damaging to Meghan's reputation in the UK is the perception that she's been playing the victim while actually being the aggressor in this royal feud. And focus groups conducted by major British newspapers show that even people who initially supported Meghan are now questioning her motives and wondering if she ever truly intended to be a working royal, or if she always planned to use her position as a stepping stone to greater fame and fortune in America. Here's the twist that makes this story even more fascinating, because Meghan apparently doesn't care about the British backlash at all. And sources close to the Duchess reveal she's actually pleased with the reaction to her twerking video, particularly among American audiences who found it hilarious and relatable. And she's reportedly told friends that she doesn't care about the haters in Britain because she's built her brand around authenticity and vulnerability, not stuffy royal protocol. And this attitude has only further enraged William, who sees it as proof that Meghan never understood or respected what it means to be part of the royal family. And what's particularly infuriating to palace insiders is that Meghan seems to be deliberately provoking controversy, knowing that it will generate headlines and keep her relevant in the American media landscape, where she's trying to build her entertainment empire. This fundamental disconnect between what Meghan represents and what William stands for is at the heart of their conflict, because she built her post-royal empire on breaking boundaries and sharing intimate moments, while he spent his life upholding tradition and maintaining the carefully crafted image of monarchical dignity. And when she posts videos of herself dancing while pregnant, she sees empowerment and connection with her audience. But when he sees the same footage, he sees a direct attack on everything he's been raised to protect. And this philosophical divide has created an unbridgeable gap between the two camps, with neither side willing to compromise on their core beliefs about what modern royalty should look like. And sources suggest that William has become increasingly frustrated with media coverage that treats both sides as equally valid when he believes the Sussexes are objectively wrong about their approach to royal life. The stakes couldn't be higher as this royal war enters its next phase, because if William follows through on his reported plan to strip the Sussex titles, it would mark the most dramatic royal punishment in decades, and it would send a clear message that the monarchy won't tolerate members who profit from their royal connection while simultaneously undermining the institution. But it would also risk turning Harry and Meghan into permanent victims in the court of public opinion, potentially, giving them even more ammunition for their ongoing media campaign against the royal family. And what makes this particularly dangerous for the monarchy is that any public stripping of titles would inevitably lead to more explosive interviews and tell-all books from the Sussexes, who would frame it as the ultimate proof of the royal family's cruelty and racism. And this could create a cycle of escalating attacks that could seriously damage the monarchy's reputation around the world. The timing of this showdown is particularly significant because it's happening as William prepares for his eventual role as king, and every decision he makes now is being watched as a preview of how he'll handle royal crises in the future. And will he be the tough, no-nonsense monarch who puts duty above family, or will he find a way to heal the rift before it becomes permanently toxic? And the dance video controversy might seem trivial on the surface, but it's actually become a defining moment that could shape the future of the British monarchy, and constitutional experts suggest that how William handles this crisis will set the tone for his entire reign and determine whether he's seen as a strong leader who protects the crown or someone who allowed personal grievances to tear his family apart, what's particularly concerning for palace officials is that this conflict is playing out against the backdrop of broader questions about the monarchy's relevance in the modern world and, with Republican movements gaining strength in several Commonwealth countries, the last thing the royal family needs is ongoing drama that makes them look petty and dysfunctional, and polling data shows that support for the monarchy has declined significantly since the Sussex saga began with younger demographics, in particular questioning whether the institution deserves their respect and financial support. And this generational divide is something that William is acutely aware of, as he prepares to inherit a throne that may be far less secure than the one his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, enjoyed for 70 years. The international implications of this royal feud are also becoming increasingly clear because Meghan and Harry's popularity in America has given them a platform to influence how the British monarchy is perceived around the world, and their narrative of being victims of institutional racism and cruelty has resonated with many Americans who already have complicated feelings about the British royal family, and if William does strip their titles, it could be seen as validation of their claims that the monarchy is fundamentally unwelcoming to outsiders and people of color, and this could have serious diplomatic consequences. For Britain's relationship with the United States and other countries where the Sussexes have built significant followings, as Meghan continues to share intimate moments with her global audience, and William quietly builds his case for stripping her titles. One thing is crystal clear, and this isn't just a family feud anymore because it's a battle for the soul of the royal family with two completely different visions of what modern royalty should look like, and based on everything we're seeing behind palace doors, William has no intention of backing down, and the question isn't whether he'll move against Meghan when he becomes king, because it's whether the monarchy can survive the earthquake that's coming when he finally does. And with both sides seemingly committed to their positions and neither willing to compromise, this royal war appears destined to escalate until one side achieves total victory, or the institution itself crumbles under the weight of the conflict. And only time will tell which outcome awaits the British royal family in this unprecedented battle for its future.